Look, the triathlon program over the last 4 years has been reasonably successful. We obviously started off with Emma Snowsill winning gold in Beijing, and then it was about getting to London in 2012. The direction of the program was to have sustainable success over that next 4 years and hopefully go on to winning gold in London. We didn't quite get there, but some of the processes that were put in play hold us in good stead moving to 2016. I think there's an illusion that Queensland's always been very strong in triathlon and that we would just continue to go on in that fashion, but unfortunately you have a ebb and flow, and there will be down times, and I consider the last couple of years probably maybe to be our downtime. We had the gold in Beijing, then Emma Moffat won the World Championships for the next couple of years, and then Emma Jackson was fourth in 2011, and then last year we had two girls in the top 15, which was a bit of a breakthrough year for Ashley Gentle, who had some really good performances, and then we went on to London where Emma Jackson finished 8th, and unfortunately Emma Moffat crashed out on the bike. In the men we had Courtney Atkinson representing us there, but I think he had fallen short of where his expectations were and where ours were of him when he had done so well with a couple of podium finishes in 2010. We basically have now, all the stalwarts of the sport are probably heading more to the end of their career, so your Courtney Atkinson, your Emma Snowsill, Emma Moffat, whilst they have some years left, they're certainly not, don't have another 2 Olympic campaigns left in them, and some of them have already started to head in a different direction. And the focus of the QAS program now is the next generation, so let's focus on that and highlighting the athletes that are likely to perform in our next generation of athletes, which obviously is highlighted by Ashley Gentle and Emma Jackson. Two very good athletes able to perform at the top level, though they are young, and sometimes we get caught up in expecting expectations to be consistent at every race, but they're both only 21 years old and it feels like they've been around for a long time. So we have to be careful not to transition them out of the sport before they've even got started, and the next 4 years will be about campaigning particularly for those two athletes to make it to the games and get a medal performance. In the men, we're in a little bit of a different situation where we're rebuilding, and I think we're starting to see some performances come through, but we need to find that next generation, particularly for 2016 and probably more so for 2020, where the next men will come through and start to perform on the international stage. We have currently Ryan Fisher, Dan Wilson and Matt Brown, those type of athletes coming through, but I think it's even the next generation we need to look for, so sort of your Matt Brown and on, that really young athlete that needs to come through, and there's a couple of juniors that aren't in the QAS yet, but I think have got a real chance of moving forward, and particularly for 2020 I think we can see some real promise.